Here we are.
What's happening, guys? You are back on the firing line with Matt and Joe. California has a whole bunch of fun new gun laws that they're trying to push, as usual, per California's agenda. Today, Joe's going to talk about one with you guys that is coming up pretty quickly here, just around the corner.
Very much around the corner.
And that is one that is, in my opinion, very close to confiscation, where they want us to give up magazines.
No, it is confiscation. I honestly believe that that's exactly what it is.
Okay, so
think of this. We went through a ban of high capacity magazines, or what we like to call standard capacity magazines, back in 2000. If you had the magazines...
So just so we know, that is, how many rounds is more, what is
10 rounds in California
Okay.
is standard capacity for California. At least that's what they'd like
and
you to
anything
think
above
that
that is what they
Yes.
call high capacity,
Exactly.
even though like a 30 and a 20 is a pretty standard.
17 rounds in your 9mm is standard capacity, or
Right,
15,
okay.
in some guns. So, but in California, it's not. That's considered to be high capacity. They've, of course, changed the wording.
Like we saw
designed their own
last time.
spectrum of terror upon, what's real and what's not.
Yeah.
But seriously, California is at it, and it's good that you point that out so that people maybe that aren't from this area do understand what we're dealing with here. It's already a travesty that we're being limited to 10 rounds. And there was a time when you could have high capacity magazines or standard capacity magazines in California. And what happened was in 2000, they said no more of them. You can keep the ones that you have. We won't make you turn them in or give them in. They're grandfathered to you. They're yours. And now we have new politicians who've been elected as our officials here in California. And they've taken it upon themselves to say that these high capacity magazines is not good for us in the sense of public safety. So with that going on, they've come up with Senate Bill 1446, which says now even the people who had high capacity magazines grandfathered to them here in California before 2000 now have to surrender them. Anybody who's acquired or has a high capacity magazine now in the civilian market now has to surrender them in California.
So period.
Right. Now the way you can surrender them is they give you options. You can either sell them out of state, transfer them out of state, surrender them to a police department for destruction, or take them to a FFL who has a license for high capacity magazines in California, and you can get rid of them there. So this is to take place July 1st of this year. I want you to think about that because this is right around the corner.
2 months, 1 week.
2 months, 1 week. Think about that.
So
At
9
that
weeks.
point, you are going to have to make a decision of whether or not you want to comply with that law. And of course, if you don't comply with that law, in California's eyes, you will be a criminal. The first offense for the first magazine is $100. Then the second offense will be $250. The third and every subsequent offense will be $500.
Per magazine. So I just see this as something that I see a lot of things in California as another way for people to make money or try to make money, because, and that's not with the mags coming back, that's with the tickets that they can hand out now in the name of the law.
Right. And then think of this, if they can do that, you can guarantee that they'll be going through all of your firearms and the rest of your house as well.
Right, because if they got to check one thing, then
It's
why wouldn't they
probable cause.
check the
Yeah.
whole dang thing?
This
And
is-
so, like, if you're at the gun range or whatever, they probably expect, if you're out in the forest, the Forestry Service is going to want to pull up and check every piece of equipment you have.
Right.
Whereas before, as long as you, were doing everything on the up and up, they waved and you waved and you went on. We might be headed into times where they're going to literally be stopping and checking stuff that is inconsequential, ultimately.
The only hope that we have right now is that with the new appointee for the Supreme Court, and if someone retires and we get another Supreme Court justice there, then we will actually have a chance to have more of our cases heard in court and possibly win some victories and maybe get some of these things overturned. I mean, we know that De Leon, which created the ammunition ban the last time around. It failed because it was unconstitutional.
Right.
This is unconstitutional in my opinion, and it's
these
a
guys-
travesty. We all have to fight this. You
These guys
have
are all
to
known
call
for
your
this type of
politicians.
stuff. You know, these guys are known
Absolutely.
for pulling these shady moves. So yeah, get on, you know, go to like Governor Brown's website, Jerry Brown's website, and send him a message.
He's the one that approved this bill.
Of
you
course
know?
he is.
He has to. That's part of the process.
Of course he is. I mean, I'm not even the one looking at it, and I mean, it's just that guy approves anything that's in the anti-gun realm.
You know, it's funny because we really did think we had a chance, but
Yeah, well, not with that guy. Well, anyway, so I hope that kind of at least brings some of you guys up to speed on what is going to be taking place here in California, July 1st.
be prepared.
You know, yeah, just be prepared for that kind of crap. That's what it is. But yeah, and you know, do what you think is right in your heart. We're not here to tell you to break the law. We're not here to tell you to submit. We're here to tell you to do what's right. So with that, we'll leave you today. Remember, have fun, be safe, and we will catch you next time on the firing line.
That's right, on the firing line.